ex was a great guy. Like, even after we broke up, still sending me flowers to my apartment. We didn't break up because of anything that he did to me, anything that I found out, or anything that I did to him. We literally broke up because just of small things that led me to understand that this was not my husband, and so I needed to make room for my husband by exiting that relationship. I'm telling you, the way that he treated me within this relationship was so good. He's raised my standard, and you guys know that my standards are already high to begin with. He's made it harder for the next.
All right, y'all, so I just broke up with my ex of 5 years, and I literally have no complaints about her. Like, she was perfect, right? And it doesn't get any better than that. She used to pay for all the meals, she paid for the bills, all that, until I got my stuff together. But it was just something about her. It was just something about her I just couldn't comprehend. Like, I can't really explain it to y'all, but she was so perfect. But you know how somebody can be good to you, but they're just not that good person to you? You know, like, they're that perfect person, but it's just, to me, it's more than just being a perfect person. Like, but they just wasn't that perfect person for me.
So I don't know if you guys are picking up what's going on the screen. First off, my name is TOV with the Can't Make This Up channel. Now, first things first. If you see this woman is talking about breaking up with perfect man, roses, everything. First off, obviously, limp. I can't say the word, but rhymes with, limp. That's what he is. You see these comments right here from the girlies, the fucking, TikTok, the chronically online TikTok woman, same sis, broke up with him the other day. He treated me well, but he wasn't my husband. Ended things with the guy with the same exact reason. Amazing man, but wasn't my husband. Again, I love a girlie that's not afraid to walk away. Sometimes we get so caught up in just having someone. It's a blessing to know when to walk away. Good luck in this next chapter of your life. So a good guy, just, see ya. But then we go on to the same exact example from a guy. And now, comments are same from women. Moral lesson: never struggle with a man. Basically, his self-worth is so low he isn't able to accept that someone can love him that much. He said she was my mommy, now I'm a big boy and want a wife. You see the way these women cope. You see the way it goes. Life is not equal. And as we see, men are just supposed to stay with women because she loves him. Oh. Whoa. Anyway, it's obviously, like what we're going through in the 2024, and the year of 2024, what us as men are going through is exactly this. Women with double standards that are so delusional that they place them on us, and they don't give a fuck. They do not care at all. Not a single bit. Why? Because they can. Because they have the option to. That is it, man. That is all. It's nothing crazy. It's just they don't need to have responsibility because there is no mediator. There is no person out there that makes sure they take responsibility. Why? because the world is run by simps. There are more simps out there than there are actual men with self-respect. So, what have we learned? If you want to take the easy route, you simp. If you are not simping, you get bashed by a woman. So why do you take a woman's perspective, a woman's opinion, seriously? Why should we? It's not to not take their criticisms and think about them, but we don't need to dwell on it more than surface level, because what they bring up is things that we've dealt with as men emotionally, psychologically, years ago. For the guys that they want, these arguments that they provide, they can't fathom a guy having self-respect because they themselves do not have any self-respect. So they come at us with no type of logic in their arguments. When we as men, real men, not boys, men, have gone through our struggles and dealt with them, we don't have to argue with this type of shit. We don't have to rely on a woman to develop our own opinions. Or a man. We develop on our own opinions based on our own experiences. Based on what we see to be true. Because we seek the truth. That is what a man does. And to say that you should never struggle with a man, as a woman, you are not doing your duty. And that is why so many men tap out. Because no woman wants to do their duty. All women want is a man that does their duty. What is a man's duty? It's to provide. It's to provide to society, not just his woman. It's to provide to society as a whole. Provide something that society can use so that society can advance. If we do not have supportive women by our side, what is the point? What is the point of advancing society if our children can't reap the rewards of our labor? And if the rewards for our labor are not given to us, which is the woman, because we're providing, because we're doing these things for women so that they can take care of our children, so that we can be there and, get them the things that they need while the woman, provides them the nurturing, the caring, it's a two-person thing. But they wouldn't understand that because they've never had to collaborate with a person on an intimate level more than just physically. They have never been with a guy that they have been emotionally. And now I'm going to flip this on them, because as soon as they see a guy with self-respect, they can't fathom where he got this self-respect from. They should be happy. If you love a person, you are happy that they can advance, that they can go somewhere farther. And if they believe they can go farther without you, then you should be happy. If a man truly loves you, then he will be happy that you're gone. Because if that's what's good for you, then if you believe that's what's good for you and that's what's going to make you happy, fine. But too many women don't know what's good for them. That's all I got to say. Too many women don't know what's good for them. Because who's leading them? The single mothers who tell them, oh, I was crazy at your age. Go ahead and do whatever you want. And now where are we at? But this is the children we're raising. These are the women we're raising. where they can't appreciate a man providing for them. They can't appreciate a man going out of their way. They can't know when to stop looking for greener grass. 9 times out of 10, when a guy leaves a woman, he is leaving because he has to. Because he cannot live, he does not see 20 plus years in his lifetime in the future because he is with a certain woman. He sees himself on a rope. There are guys that see themselves as a splat on the street because of a woman, and they want to not be here anymore because of women. And if they have no self-respect, they are not going to know how to get out of that situation. If they have no self-respect, they are going to look at these comments and be like, yeah, I should stay with her. Who cares if she's abusive? Who cares if she's hitting me? Who cares? Because she appreciated me that one time and she made me feel warm inside when she held me for 3 hours while she watched her TikToks. Because that is the most physical intimacy I will get from a woman in my lifetime. That is what most guys go through. This cycle will not end until we stand up. And I'm not saying, get violent. I'm not saying any of that. I am saying to stop paying attention to these women. I am saying to stop giving them money. Stop giving them resources because they will find out because they're fucking around. These women are fucking around and they are going to find out. That is it. And all we need is more men on the program. That's literally it. Like, it is so easy. It is so easy to stop the foolishness when you see results. And we will not see results unless we actually see people getting self-respect. Now, I'm not saying, self-respect is dumping your woman. I'm saying get out of the toxicity. I'm saying self-respect as in do what is right for you. If she is a fine woman, if she supports you in every endeavor that you choose, if she supports you in lifting you up because you are down, that is a solid woman. That is one to lock down. But today's day and age, we don't want to lock down shit because there is no laws that accommodates for our safety. And one thing I know for sure is that the gender, the sex that is most adept at deception is women. Because that is the only way they have been able to feed themselves. They are deceiving. And that is it. That is all their life has led up to, is how good they are able to deceive. And if they can deceive well enough, the better they can deceive someone, the better their outcome in life. Unless they stay pure in thought, which is 0.000001% of women, they will go out there and deceive for their life. So it is hard. It is a difficult task to find a woman pure in thought, but to create the environment that makes women choose to be pure in thought, choose to be the right person, for the right man, is a type of environment where men take the lead, where we take the lead in society. Not the government. Those are not men. Those are a subset group of motherfuckers that just own shit. Your shit. But to change that, we must change society first. The way society works. We must change what we are capable of changing as men. And that is where we put our dick. If we do that, if we choose to have self-respect, self-respect is not just dumping women, it is self-respect. You do not want to ruin your body. You do not want to ruin your image. You do not want to ruin your reputation because you have self-respect. You have respect for who you look at in the mirror. And if you have respect for who you look at in the mirror, then you expect more. You ever look at some guy and think, damn, he probably does this, this, and that? You ever look at a guy and just know they have their shit together? If you're not at that point, then all of your life should be working towards that. Because we don't want to end up like this. We don't want to end up stuck. We don't want to end up trapped. Because that is society nowadays. It is a trap. That is marriage. A trap. That is getting with a woman in today's age. It is an emotional trap that if you choose to let it consume you, it will be the end of you. And if you choose to go out there and just, dilly-dally and screw around, one bad mistake and you could be locked in forever. And that is your life. And then you are continuing the cycle. Continuing the cycle of what? What society has become. You are perpetuating the government. You are perpetuating every wrong thing with society because you couldn't stick your dick in the right place. Or you got taken advantage of, which is happening a lot more nowadays. You cannot go out and drink with your buddies safely. You cannot go out and have a good relationship with a woman without taking mega precaution. Why? Because one wrong move, one little mistake, you get deceived by a person that wants to take it to the fucking end, that wants to get to end game, then they will take you there. And they will get there at all costs. Because that is what they enjoy. That is their life. That is all they've done to survive. Because that's all they know. Biologically, that is how they survive. No man wants to hear, oh, I'm going to monkey branch. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to have hypergamy. No man wants to hear that shit. So of course, they're always going to find logic and go against it. Because their logic doesn't exceed their emotions because they're irrational. Their Their emotions don't exceed their logic because they're irrational. Their emotions exceed their logic because if it didn't, then they would not have the ability to deceive. There is no way to deceive if you have logic and morals. And all women, 99% of women, have deceived. At some point, you will find the truth. But if you find the truth too late, it is over. For you and the nuclear family. If we move too late, this generation is screwed. It's getting to that point. We as men are not focused. We are not focused enough to get to that point where we can do something about it. Because they have been distracting us. They have been taking your life energy and using it to feed themselves and get themselves all the women. Because they have created grounds where materialism is valued and hard work and morals are not. And that is what they want. That is what the top echelon of society wants, because that is where they have all the power. If they have no power over where people stick their dicks, then they have no power over how much money they're getting. They have no power over how much ruling they have over society, over what we eat, every single facet of our life. And if they crack down on where we stick our dicks, it is done for men in society. It is done for everyone. It is all over. It is GG's no re, and I am not going to be alive here for it, but I need my children to be safe. Because I am a man and I have the urge to procreate. And because I have the urge to procreate, I am not going to stand for a society that encourages this. But I am not the only person living. So the only thing I can do is get people on my side. The only thing I can do is get people to rely on me and to understand that my intentions are only good. I want everybody to be equal in some way. I want everybody to have equal opportunity. But we cannot have that if the top echelon of society only wants to focus on what they have, on what they can keep. Which, if we keep doing this promiscuity and materialistic society, then of course they're gonna have all the women. These women today, in today's day and age, are being groomed to become fucking Bill Gates' stripper. To become Bill Gates' fucking sex maid. We're literally like women in society are literally being groomed not by men but by the top echelon of society to become rich people's strippers. That is through their TikTok algorithm, through their Instagram followers, through that gratification that they get from the beta orbiters. Why? Because we are nurturing men to become beta orbiters as well. What I see in the future is the top elite of the elite men. The top elite people in society, the top elite families making drastic changes in this fucking world. The Hormozis, the Godsies, you name it, the Goggins. Those people will breed other men that will become killers. And to make more of those, we need more of those. We just need more of the same thing. And we can't have more of the same thing if there are not more people standing up. So you as a person, you need to be doing something for society, because if you want this for your children, if you want this for your future, and if you're just a selfish fuck that says, my bloodline ends with me, dumbass, who gives a fuck? When your bloodline ends with you, nobody's gonna be there to care. Your gravestone's gonna rot. Nobody's gonna put flowers on it. Are you gonna live that happily ever after life? Do you think so? Oh, just because you don't want children, oh, you're gonna live happily ever after with some girl that doesn't want children either? Really? Are you sure you can ensure that they're not going to change their mind in the future and want to leave you because you haven't changed your mind? There are so many factors that go into this shit that you cannot risk having a shitty opinion. You cannot risk having shitty morals, because if you expect something for your future, if you expect good things for your future, we need to take initiative. And if we're not taking initiative as a society, as men, then it is game over. It is game over for all the men in society. Why? Because that is who runs things. And if we stay incompetent, if we stay lazy, if there are more laziness than there is professionals, then there is people that can change fucking paradigms, then we are not going to advance. More war. Of course, you've heard the saying, hard times come from weak men. Or who gives a shit, man? You get my point. My name's TOV. Subscribe. This is the Can't Make This Up channel. Like the goddamn video, because I've been recording for 28 minutes just going on a rant, just going crazy. Because I am passionate about this. This is life. We need to be more serious. But also not take it so seriously to the point where we fail because we just are so afraid of losing. So, be safe out there, motherfuckers. Enjoy your day.